Hello, my name is Marta Anderson, and today we are discussing methods of restraints. There are three methods of restraint. Our first is our verbal restraint. That would be like a whoa, or hey, or a slight growl to get your horse's attention. The next method would be a chemical restraint. This could be ACE or democidin for like a procedure where your horse needs to hold perfectly still for the vet, or for stitches, or some other procedure like body clipping, and you can't get the horse to calm down. The third method of restraint that we're going to talk about today is our physical or manual restraints. In our manual restraints, these are methods that distract the horse to help him hold still and allow you to do these procedures. Our most basic form of restraint is the halter and lead rope. Here we have Chance and my handler Lynn. Lynn is using a halter and lead rope to restrain Chance and keep him with us in this video. The most important thing with the halter and lead rope is that it fits the horse properly. Here you can see that it is not too low on his nose so as to injure the cartilage and small bone structure of his nose, but it is not so high that this buckle right here hits his cheekbone. It's important that it is buckled properly and the handler is holding it with two hands. Now as far as safety, my handler is going to stay on the same side as me so that if anything happens with the horse, she can turn his head towards us and the hind end will go away. Our next method of restraint would be the chain shank over the horse's nose. This could be used if you're leading the horse to turn out and you can't get his attention with just the halter and lead rope. This provides a little bit of a bite and a, hey, listen up. But you do not tie the horse with this, and it should not be in direct contact with his nose. To apply the chain shank, you come in the side buckle, up diagonally, wrap it around the nose band, come through, and then clip it up to the side. Notice the trigger on the snap is faced to the outside, and my chain is wrapped around his nose. Now I'm going to gently pull the slack out so you can see it is diagonally across the nose band. It is not on the soft structures of his nose, but I still have a little bit of extra bite if I need it. Now I don't want to jerk on the chain because this is harsher than a halter would be, and I don't want to pull constantly because he'll get numb to it. So little tugs or a little, hey, I'm still here, pay attention to me. With this method of restraint, you never want to tie the horse. If he were to pull back, the situation could end badly. To take the chain off, you come to the other side, unclip it, and feed it through the buckles with two hands so that you don't hit him in the eye or somewhere else in the face with the end of your chain. Our next method of restraint is not used for leading, but it does provide you extra distraction. It's like a step up from the chain over the horse's nose. This is called the lip chain. To apply the lip chain, you go in through the side ring, underneath his chin, up through the next ring, and again, snap it to the side of his halter if your chain is long enough. Now with this part, you loosen the chain enough that you can grab it in your hand and keep the lead rope in your other hand. You keep your fingers under the chain and one finger out to help get it up under your horse's lip. Gently slide the chain up under the lip and take the tension out with your other hand. When you pull down on the chain, this takes the tension out so it can't fall down and clunk against his teeth. You do not want to pull up with the lead rope because you can't follow the motion of his head with consistent pressure. To remove the chain, slide your fingers under it and slide it out so that it doesn't hit his teeth on the way out. To unclip the chain, simply walk to the other side, unclip the snap, and like our last chain, you feed it through with both hands so you do not hit him in the face. With both of these procedures, when applying the chain, do not have your horse in the cross ties or tied in any form. It is better to have a handler with you on the same side. If we have a procedure that we really need to distract the horse from, and the chain over the nose or the lip chain did not do the trick, our next step-up method would be a twitch. With me, I have a rope twitch with a wooden handle. There are three types of twitch. There's the chain twitch that would have a chain instead of a rope here. With that type of twitch, you have to twist it one direction. It can't twist both directions like the rope twitch can. Then there's the rope twitch, and then there's the humane twitch, which is basically a clamp that clamps on the horse's nose and can be clipped to the side of the halter so your hands are free. What I'm going to demonstrate today is the rope twitch. For this, you put your fingers through the loop, but just the tips of your fingers, and it's easiest if you keep one finger out so that the loop cannot slip down on your wrist while you're trying to apply the twitch. The next thing that you need to keep in mind is that the handle stays firmly under your arm. If you apply the twitch to the horse and the handle comes free and he flings his head, it can swing up and hit your horse in the face, hit you in the face, hit your handler, and this handle is not soft. So to apply the twitch, fingertips through the loop, handle under the arm. Then what I'm going to do is grasp his upper lip with the tips of my fingers, pull it through the loop, and twist. And I'm going to hold on until I have enough tension that I can take my hand off his nose. So here I'm slipping the rope onto his upper lip, and then I'll twist it with the handle under my arm. And I have to get enough tension before I let go, and keep both hands on the handle so that he can't get away. Then I'm going to release it and rub his nose and say thank you for being a good boy. Now, when you're applying the twitch, it is important to keep in mind that it does cause some pain in the horse's nose. The first couple minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, it causes mostly distraction. Then to 5 to about 10 minutes, it starts to release a chemical that is a pain response called an endorphin. This distracts the horse and gives a little bit of an analgesic effect. As your time progresses between 10 to 15, 12 to 15 minutes, your horse can slip into the blow phase where the pain response hits him and there's no longer the endorphins to help him out. In this phase, all he can think about is how bad his nose hurts, and he may start to fight with you instead of having the more relaxed response that you want. With keeping this in mind, put your twitch on and be quick about your procedure. So before you put the twitch on, make sure that you have everything set up and you are ready to proceed. Get your procedure done quickly, and then take the twitch off before you hit the blow phase. Another method of restraint that you can use is called the shoulder roll. This doesn't produce the same response that the twitch does, but it can help freeze the horse while you quickly do a procedure. It basically just provides you with a distraction so he holds a little bit stiller so you can quickly do something. For the shoulder roll, you get the loose skin right in front of the scapula and at the base of the neck here, and you roll it around your hand. It's important that your fingernails are not long so you do not hurt the horse. In addition, I'm going to face forward so I can see his ears and he won't try to reach around and bite me if he disapproves of the procedure. Here I'm going to grip the loose skin, and see there isn't very much skin to grab, so I'm going to have my handler Lynn tip his head so that that loosens the skin on his neck. Then I'm just going to roll my fingers, and I'm not pinching, I'm just rolling into him. And then release, pet him, and tell him thank you for holding still. The final method of restraint that I'm going to show you is called the leg lift. This can be used if you're working on another leg and he keeps picking his foot up, and you just need him to keep that foot on the ground and hold still. In the leg lift, you always pick up a front leg. You are not strong enough to hold up a hind leg if he wants to put it down. Now, I'm not saying you're strong enough to hold up a front leg, but it's a lot easier and you're less likely to get kicked across the barn. If you're working on the left front leg, you want to pick up the right front leg. If you have a hind leg that you need to work on, you need to pick up the front leg that is on the same side. The horse is less likely to stand on a lateral pair of legs than he is to stand on a diagonal pair of legs. So for the leg lift, I'm going to pick it up as if I'm going to pick out his feet. I'm going to run my hand down the leg and then catch the foot. Now I'm not going to hold it low because I need his attention and I need him to feel a little off balance and hold still. So what I can do, if he's wiggling, I can lift it up higher to say, hey, I need you to hold still. Now, when I set it back down, keep your feet clear, and you set the foot down gently instead of just dropping it and allowing it to hit the ground. Throughout all of these procedures, you need to make sure that you're in communication with your handler. So if they're on the other side clipping a leg, I need to let them know if I have to drop the leg or if he's wiggling too much instead of just putting it down and putting them into a potentially dangerous situation. In conclusion, all of these procedures are used to help the horse want to hold still, but do not be mistaken thinking that they force the horse to hold still. You are not physically strong enough to make the horse stand in one position, so it's important to keep safety in mind. Stay on the same side as your handler, and if your horse feels like he's going to explode, stop. Find someone else to help you, maybe move to a chemical restraint. But don't put yourself in harm's way simply because you think you can force your horse to stand still.